Welcome back my YouTube channel Old Coins Collection. If you're passionate about rare coins, historical treasures, and uncovering hidden gems, you're in for a real treat today. We have a fascinating coin to talk about. This coin 1987 South Africa 50 cents coin, which is not just a piece of currency, but a rare collectible worth a jaw-dropping $67,230. That's right, this seemingly ordinary coin has an incredible value, and today, we're diving deep into the details of why this coin is so valuable, its history, and how you can determine if yours might be worth a fortune too. Before we talk about why the 1987 South Africa 50 cents coin is so valuable today, let's take a step back in time. South Africa was undergoing significant political and social changes in the 1980s, which is important to understand the context of this coin's creation. In 1987, South Africa was still in the grips of apartheid, a system of institutionalized racial segregation and discrimination. The country was navigating through years of unrest, international sanctions, and internal protests. Despite the political turmoil, the South African Reserve Bank continued issuing coins, and in 1987, they minted a series of commemorative and standard circulation coins. The 1987 50 cents coin was part of this era. It's important to note that South Africa had previously used the British pound before transitioning to the rand, and by 1987, the rand was firmly established as the national currency. So when you hold this coin in your hand, you're touching a piece of South African history. Now let's talk about the design of this coin. On the obverse side, you'll notice a portrait of the then President of South Africa, P.W. Botha. Botha was the country's head of state from 1984 to 1989 and played a controversial role during the apartheid era. On the reverse side, you'll see the Springbok antelope, a national symbol of South Africa. The Springbok represents the country's wildlife and is a cherished symbol of pride for many South Africans. It's a stunning image, isn't it? The coin is made of cupronickel, a metal alloy of copper and nickel, and weighs around 15 grams with a diameter of 30 millimeters. Its circular design is familiar to collectors, but its value lies far beyond its mere physical features. Now, let's get to the juicy part. Why is the 1987 50 cents coin valued at $67,230? This is where the rarity factor comes into play. Although the 1987 50 cents coin was released for general circulation, only a limited number were minted. Coin collectors often refer to it as a key date coin because the mintage figures for this year are much lower compared to other years in the 1980s. What does this mean for collectors? The rarity of a coin plays a huge role in its value. In 1987, the South African Mint produced just a small number of 50 cents coins, and over time, many of these coins were lost or damaged, further driving up the rarity factor. Another key factor contributing to the coin's value is its condition. Coins in uncirculated or proof condition, with minimal wear and tear, are far more valuable. So, if you're holding on to one of these pristine specimens, your coin could be worth thousands of dollars. As of today, the 1987 South Africa 50 cents coin has been selling for as much as $67,230 at auctions, but don't get too excited just yet. This value depends on factors like condition, provenance, and demand. I spoke with a few coin experts, and here's what they say. While $67,230 is the highest recorded sale price, the average price for a well-preserved 1987 50 cents coin tends to be lower, usually in the range of a few $1,000s. Interestingly, the market for these coins is growing. As more collectors and investors seek rare and historical coins, the demand for high-quality 1987 50 cents pieces continues to rise. Alright, so how can you tell if you have one of these valuable coins? Well, it all starts with the condition. Coins in mint state, which means no visible scratches or wear, are the most sought after. Look closely at the details on the coin. Are the features sharp and clear? Is the image of the Springbok or President Botha still well-defined? If so, you're on the right track. Next, check for any signs of wear, and make sure the coin hasn't been altered or cleaned. Many collectors avoid coins that have been cleaned because it can reduce their value. Use a magnifying loupe or a high-resolution camera to examine the coin's surface. If it looks pristine and the features are clearly visible, You could have a valuable piece in your hands. So, what does all this mean for you as a collector? The 1987 South Africa 50 cents coin is a perfect example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can become a rare and highly valuable collectible with the right combination of history. This coin. We first need to look at its historical context. The 1994 South African Rand coin was issued in the wake of significant political change in South Africa. This year marked the end of apartheid, with Nelson Mandela becoming the first black president of the country. The Rand coin itself was minted in a time of transition. In 1994, South Africa was going through one of the most significant transformations in its history. The country was moving from a racially segregated society to one that was officially democratic. This was the era of the Rainbow Nation, and the Rand coin played a small but meaningful role in reflecting the spirit of change. The coin symbolizes a new chapter, a time of hope and progress. Minted in 1994, the Rand coins feature intricate designs and remarkable craftsmanship, with the most iconic design being the depiction of the Springbok, South Africa's national symbol. Now let's take a closer look at the design of the 1994 Rand coin. The obverse, or front, features the South African Springbok, a symbol of grace and endurance. This design pays homage to South Africa's natural beauty and its iconic wildlife. The reverse side, on the other hand, has the classic South African coat of arms, which was introduced just before the 1994 election. On the reverse, we see a unique symbol of unity. The inscription South Africa is surrounded by a design that incorporates the heritage and identity of the country. The coin also features the year of minting, 1994, which of course makes it even more significant to collectors. Now, what makes this coin even more interesting is its metal composition. While the standard 1994 Rand coin was made from a copper-nickel alloy, a limited number of special editions were struck in 24-karat gold. This is where the potential value skyrockets, especially when considering the right condition and rarity of the piece. Since its release, the 1994 Rand coin has become a highly sought-after collector's item. As with any coin, its value is determined by a few key factors: rarity, condition, and historical significance. The 1994 Rand coin saw mass circulation, but what made certain coins stand out is their condition. Uncirculated, rare editions, and those with unique markings. Now, let's talk about the big question. How does one coin go from a simple piece of currency to being worth millions of dollars? It all comes down to two things: rarity and collector demand. Coins from 1994 were produced in large numbers, but special editions like proof coins or the limited mintage 24-karat gold variants are incredibly rare. Coins in near-perfect condition, with minimal wear, have become prized assets for collectors. Here's where it gets fascinating. While most 1994 Rand coins circulate for just a few dollars each, a rare gold version of the coin, particularly the ones produced in very limited quantities, has been sold for staggering amounts, with reports of some being valued at over $8 million in private auctions. But why the $8 million price tag comes down to a combination of rarity, historical significance, and market demand. Coins like the 1994 Gold Rand have been preserved by collectors who recognize their potential as both historical artifacts and valuable assets. These rare coins can fetch prices in the millions when they are sold to the right buyer at the right time. When these coins appear in auctions, they often attract bidding wars from collectors around the world. As a result, their value can skyrocket, all the way up to a figure like $8 million. Now, let's talk about how you can identify these valuable coins. If you happen to have a 1994 Rand coin in your collection, here's how you can check its potential value. First, check the mint mark. Certain coins from specific mints were produced in lower numbers. Second, examine the condition. Coins that are uncirculated or in perfect condition have the highest value. And don't forget to look for unique variations that might set your coin apart from others. Also, Getting a professional appraisal is key if you believe you have a rare version. A certified coin grader can provide an accurate estimate based on the coin's condition, rarity, and historical importance. As we wrap up today's deep dive into the 1994 South African Rand coin, let's talk about the future of these coins. As South Africa continues to evolve as a nation, the 1994 Rand coin remains an important relic of its past. With the growing interest in historical coins and the rise of global collectors, we can expect the value of rare editions to continue climbing, possibly even surpassing the $8 million mark in the future. I hope you enjoyed this journey through the history. This coin, 1997 South Africa 20-cent coin, a coin that has recently been linked to a mind-blowing value of $3 million. I know what you're thinking. How could a simple 20-cent coin from South Africa be worth such an astronomical amount? Well, grab your magnifying glass, because today we're going to uncover the mystery behind this incredibly rare and valuable. The 1997 South Africa 20-cent coin is part of South Africa's standard coin series, introduced in the mid-90s after the country's democratic transition. This coin features some beautiful, intricate designs, but it's the history behind it that really elevates its value. On the obverse side, you'll notice the portrait of the legendary Nelson Mandela, South Africa's first black president after the end of apartheid, which marks this as a significant historical coin. And on the reverse side, we have the iconic image of a small Springbok, which is South Africa's national symbol. The Springbok is famous for its agility, and it's been a symbol of the country's strength and resilience for decades. But here's where things get interesting. While most 1997 20-cent coins are still in circulation, there's a rare variety of this coin that's making waves in the collector community. This specific coin was struck in an extremely limited number, and it's that rarity that's led to the coin's high value. Why is this coin so valuable? Well, in 1997, South Africa's mint released a set of 20-cent coins as part of a new series. However, during the production process, a small batch of 20-cent coins was struck with a minor error, and this is what makes them so valuable today. Some of these coins were minted with a unique and rare feature. They were accidentally produced with a double die, meaning that the design was stamped twice on the same coin. This error created subtle differences in the appearance of the coin, making it stand out from other 20-cent pieces. The coins with this error are now regarded as mistakes. And in the world of numismatics, mistakes can be worth a lot of money. Now, here's where the story takes an even more interesting turn. In recent years, one of these error coins surfaced at an auction and completely shocked the numismatic community. Experts estimated the value of the coin at $3 million due to its rarity, the historical significance of the year 1997, and the error it contained. That's right, $3 million. And here's the kicker. This coin wasn't even in mint condition. It had been circulated, so it wasn't pristine. But because of its rarity and the fact that it had the double die error, it commanded such an extraordinary price. What makes a coin like this fetch such a high price at an auction? There are several factors, including rarity, demand, condition, and historical context. But in this case, it was mainly the rarity of the error that made it so desirable to collectors and investors alike. Now, you might be wondering, how can I tell if I have one of these rare, valuable coins in my collection? Well, I've got you covered. Here's how you can spot a potential 1997 South Africa 20-cent error coin. First, you want to look for the double die error. To do this, inspect the design, especially the features of the Springbok and the lettering. If you see a slight double outline or a doubled image, that's a sign of the error. Be sure to use a magnifying glass to catch even the smallest of details. Next, check the overall condition. While the coin doesn't have to be perfect, the better its condition, the more valuable it will be. Coins with minimal wear and tear typically command higher prices. What does this mean for the market? Is it just the 1997 20-cent coin that's valuable? Or are there other coins from the same era that are also fetching high prices? Well, the coin market has exploded in recent years, and rare coins like this one are driving that growth. Many collectors and investors are actively searching for error coins, particularly those that have historical significance. And South African coins, in particular, have become incredibly popular due to their connection to the country's rich history and the global interest in Mandela-era memorabilia. To wrap things up, the 1997 South Africa 20-cent coin is a prime example of how a small error can create a massive value in the world of numismatics. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, this coin is a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected pieces can hold the greatest value. So, check your coin collections, folks. You might just have a hidden treasure worth millions piece of currency, a 1965 South Africa 2-cent coin that, believe it or not, is valued at a whopping $3 million. Yes, you heard that right, $3 million. This isn't a typo. Stick around as we uncover the fascinating story behind this coin, why it's so valuable, and how it could have ended up being worth a small fortune. Let's start with a bit of history. The South African 2-cent coin was first introduced in 1961, and it was part of a new currency system designed to make South African money more standardized and accessible. Now, the 2-cent coin, made primarily of bronze, has an interesting design. On the reverse side, you'll see a protea flower, the national flower of South Africa. The obverse side features the portrait of the late South African President, Charles Robert Swart. You may be familiar with the iconic design, but the 1965 2-cent coin stands out in a very specific way. Now, here's where things get really interesting. There is a rare and extremely valuable version of the 1965 2-cent coin, one that didn't go into regular circulation. In 1965, there was an error during the minting process. The coin that was supposed to have a copper alloy composition ended up having a much rarer metal, a mix of bronze and a small amount of silver. This mix wasn't supposed to be used for the regular 2-cent coins, but only a few were accidentally struck in this mixture. These coins are very different from the regular 2-cent coins, and that's what makes them so rare. Only a handful of these error coins were ever produced, and even fewer have survived the test of time. Most of these coins didn't make it through circulation. People didn't realize their rarity back then, and so many of these coins were lost, melted down, or even thrown away. But here's the story that'll blow your mind. Imagine this. In the late 1990s, a collector came across one of these coins, now known as the 1965 error coin. At first, they didn't think much of it. It looked like any other 2-cent coin. But when they took it to a professional coin grading service, that's when things got exciting. The coin was tested, and it was revealed to have the rare mix of bronze and silver. The rarity of this coin was unprecedented, and it was given a value that no one could have predicted. This single coin, the only one of its kind with this composition, was valued at over $3 million. Can you imagine? A 2-cent coin worth more than a luxury home? It's truly mind-blowing. Now, let's talk about how exactly this coin got to be valued at such an insane amount. First, you have to understand the rarity. Only one or two of these coins exist in this error form. The coin was sent for grading by a well-known organization, and after it passed through their rigorous examination process, it was graded as MS-65, which stands for Mint State 65, meaning it was in exceptional condition. Then comes the big part, the rarity factor. Only a handful of people in the world even know about these error coins, and fewer have had the opportunity to own one. The coin was eventually auctioned, and that's where the bidding wars really heated up. Collectors from all over the world went head-to-head for the chance to own a piece of South African history. At the auction, the coin broke records, selling for an unbelievable $3 million, an amount no one could have predicted back in 1965 when this coin was first minted. So, what makes this coin so special? Aside from the fact that it's one of only a few known to exist, this coin represents something deeper. It's a connection to South Africa's past, the story of error coins, and the exciting world of rare coin collecting. When you think about the history of currency, each coin tells a unique story. And this 1965 South Africa 2-cent error coin is a perfect example of how sometimes the most unlikely objects can become worth millions. What makes it even more exciting is the incredible journey it's been on, From being an accidental minting error to becoming one of the most expensive coins in the world, isn't that just incredible? This coin really proves that in the world of numismatics, you can never predict what will become the next big thing. A simple 2-cent coin, made in 1965, ended up being worth more than most people's homes, cars, or even their entire life savings. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below telling me your thoughts on this incredible 1965 South African 2-cent coin. Don't forget to subscribe to Old Coin Z Collection.